Chapter 3.7, Part 3. Yeah, double checking. So just one last neoclassicist example. You can see all these sort of edges on everything and harder edge. Remember, we're kind of reacting here to the Rococo. We're like, no, things are in real space. We want to see, more of a return to classicism and less of that softness and pastel, a little more darker, dark colors, using more value shifts here, and morality tales. She's holding the hand of her little daughter, and the daughter's playing with this wealthy woman's jewelry, and she's kind of like, no, this is our life, and we're not about wealth and prosperity, we're about honor and so on. Anyway, so this woman, they're interacting, and she's showing her, the mother, the jewels, and the mother is responding by saying, these are my treasures, these are my jewels. So with her hand gesturing here, like she's proud of her kids, and like here's a little kid with a scroll scholarship. They're thoughtful children getting away from the frippery of Rococo wealth and obsession with aristocracy. I'm hoping we're about to go in this direction politically in our own world. So it's a neoclassicist piece, and then we have a few strong female characters getting portrayed. And this is one of the few female members of the British Royal Academy. Now, there's different academies. There's the French Academy and the British Academy. Those are the primary, the bigger ones. And the focus of painting at this time moves from Italy to France, and France becomes the place to be. Oh, and the Roman woman, of course, is a model of motherhood and morality. Okay, Thomas Jefferson. We get into Monticello. This is in Virginia. You can tour this house. It's amazing. It's really got all these inventive, strange things going on in it. He invented a lot of devices. I don't want to get too far afield, but our architecture here is a return to classicism. Look at our porch here with our, our entablature here and our pediment. So we've got all this stuff, these elements, these columns. The ideal for the early U.S., and you can look at the White House and all those other, the Capitol building and so on, idea of neoclassicism, returning to democracy and getting away from royalty, and the idea that the values of the classic Greek and Roman empires were important and held in high esteem. So a lot of architecture, and as we just looked at, painting, is wanting to emulate those styles. So Jefferson is no exception. He spends a lot of time and energy on this building and rebuilds it. Oh yes, and we have our dome as well, and it has an oculus much like the Pantheon, although that has a glass covering on it. And he has some skylights. I was trying to say highlights. Skylights throughout the building to let light in. So new American cities are looking toward neoclassicism and for the ideals that it represented. So we're trying to say we're returning to respect for individuality and respect for democracy. So we're kind of backtracking here to look at the Via Rotunda from the Renaissance. This is the original return to classicism, if you will, the rebirth. Remember, Renaissance means rebirth, and that means the rebirth of what? Well, of Greek and Roman ideals and architecture, and then neoclassicism is sort of a rehash once again of these Greco-Roman ideals. Another, let's see, how are we, 400 years later? About 300 years later. So this one is from 1580. So this is 200 years, but we have some earlier examples of this. This is just one of the best ones that survived in Italy. So the idea